Hello ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? My name's a Flying Chicken and I'm sat here with my new microphone and it's delicious. It's a blue snowball. It looks awesome and it sounds great. So, yay me! Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about today was I wanted to talk about some annoying things in the game that are pissing me off, and I want to give you some tips and advice on how to do better at free-for-all. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to complain about the lag. The lag is a pain in the ass, and it's not like natural lag. This is some sort of game-coded balancing lag, some lag compensation bullshit. It's like, have you ever, well, you will have done, you know, like walked around a corner or whatever and you've started shooting somebody and you've got like 3 hit markers on them and they're about to drop, and then all of a sudden they turn around, you watch them rotate and then somehow manage to one-shot you, and then when you watch the kill cam, the guy was actually 10 feet across the map and he had been, you know, you didn't even shoot a map, you know, you didn't even shoot a shot according to the kill cam. You must have come across this. It's an absolute joke. I'm on a fiber optic line with a 15 millisecond ping, right? I should not be getting this ridiculous lag. It's a joke. Even as host, it seems to be implemented, so there's got to be some sort of coding voodoo in there. It's a joke. And I'm just wondering as well, like, I've watched a lot of videos from the other commentators, especially you guys in America, and the one thing I do notice is a lot of the time when you bring up the scoreboard, the connections are not always like 4 bars. It's quite common to see a lot of players on a 2 or a 3 bar and they're doing really, really well. So I'm just wondering if they're doing well because of the connection. Anyway, I'm not criticising, that's just an observation. So anyway, I wanted to help people get better at the game, and as you all know, if you've watched my videos before, you know that free-for-all is my forte. It's my go-to game, it's the one I enjoy most, it's the one I'm best at. Okay? And that's why I play it. So, a few observations to begin with. That the spawn system to begin with is a lot better than what it was in Black Ops. In Black Ops you would find that people were literally spawning behind you. I mean, just out of your range of vision. If you couldn't see them, they had the potential to spawn there. And so people were spawning, you know, almost directly behind you at times, which made it such a difficult game to play. In Modern Warfare 3, the spawns are a little bit more sensible. There is a distance between yourself and the spawn. I've not identified any sort of logic in it as of yet. I'm hoping it's very similar to that of Modern Warfare 2, and in which case, you know, it's gonna benefit this sort of game style. My other observation is the maps. I'm not overly keen on these maps. They're very kind of open in terms of, although there's lots of like sort of twisty turny corridors and places, the maps are very open in terms of lines of sight. With your it's difficult to describe. There are at any one point in the map, you've probably got maybe 3, 4, 5 different lines of sight, and it's very, very difficult to cover all of those lines of sight. You could have people coming from almost any direction, and that makes it very, very hard to get a long streak going and get a really good kill-death ratio. So what I find is best to do is to patrol certain areas, maybe like half the map, stick to the edges to minimise the different avenues of engagement, and what I'll tend to do is to not chase somebody. It's very, very difficult to get out of the habit of not chasing them. If you see some fighting on the minimap, it's not advisable to necessarily go directly to that fighting. You're opening yourself up to all kinds of nastiness. What you want to do is you'll identify slowly a few of the spawn locations and areas, and you need to plan yourself a little route. And what that route needs to consist of is it kind of you have to minimize the risk, basically. And the ways you minimize the risk is by taking as many corners as you possibly can, right? So if you are running down a corridor and there is a door to go into that door, right? You don't walk past it, because if you walk past it, there's a chance you're not going to look at it, and there's a chance someone's going to shoot you from it, right? So it's simple. Make lots of left and right turns. Cover all the options that you're going to have, right? And the other thing is, don't necessarily just run backwards and forth in that route in a sort of like a patrolling manner. Because of the nature of the spawn system in free-for-all, when you kill somebody, there's a chance that they're going to spawn at an empty location, and because you have been patrolling an area, that empty location is likely to be behind you, so there's a good chance that they will run back and kill you. So what I find myself doing is, as soon as I've killed somebody, I will 180 degrees and go back in the other direction, but I won't go majorly far. You need to run in sort of little epicycles of your overall cycle, and that way you're going to make sure that no one's sneaking up on you, and that's the most important thing, because people will the majority of deaths won't be down to losing gunfights. The majority of your deaths will be people shooting you in the back, and that's what you've got to try and avoid. That's what you've got to overcome, is this sort of urge to just run to the fights, because people, they will spawn everywhere, and usually by the time you get to a red dot fight, then they're gone, or they've repositioned, waiting for people to fall into the trap, take the bait and fall into the trap. So that's pretty much all I've got to say on that particular subject. So if you give it a try, I would love to hear people's comments on whether using this sort of technique will help them. So give it a shot, and if it's working for you, then just please post in the comments to tell me that I've helped somebody. If this video helps just one person, then that's brilliant. Just let me know. I really appreciate it. So if you've liked this video, please click like. I appreciate the feedback. If it's a load of rubbish, then please click thumbs down. It makes no odds to me. I need to know that I'm providing you guys with content that is interesting. Okay? If you want to see more of these videos, click subscribe. Okay, guys? Right, I'll leave that with you. Have a good day.